What up, world? Established Rich coming right back at you. My next story, I wanted to get into StephenASmith's response to LeBron James confronting him at courtside. He's receiving a lot of backlash, and in my opinion, I think a lot of people just don't like StephenASmith. That's why nobody is agreeing with the takes that he had on Bronny James, nor with how out of line LeBron James was to approach him at courtside. Now Stephen A is out on the island by himself while everybody sit around and act like he did something wrong. It's not about him criticizing Bronny,
but it's the way he did it.
And let's be real, he ain't disrespect Bronny James at all. No low blows, no out-of-pocket comments, just straight-up analysis like he do every other young kid that come into the NBA. He gave Bronny respect, and he acknowledged the pressure that was on him because of his father. But nah,
LeBron didn't want to hear that.
He took it personal, making it seem like Stephen A crossed the line. But where did Stephen A cross the line? Because I really don't see it. He kept it more respectful than half of the people that's been talking about Bronny James. And we don't even want to get into the YouTube videos about him, which are
very disrespectful.
And the craziest part, like I said, nobody got Stephen A back. They leaving Stephen A out here like he was just talking out of his mind.
He was wrong.
Let's check out what Stephen A had to say.
What do you make of LeBron confronting you in the aftermath of that situation?
I thought it was weak. I thought it was some bull. But in the moment, I knew that I was listening to a father. Here's what happened. I remember during a timeout in the first quarter, seeing Bronny. And Bronny looked over at me, and he had this sad look on his face. And I'm imagining Pop saw that it hit him. Yeah. And he couldn't hold it, and he rolled up. That was what threw me off. And I was glad, even though I thought that he misrepresented the argument, I was glad he did. Because you see, what he was really talking about, which was confirmed with his conversation with Richard Jefferson, is that I was talking about him as a father. And so what happens is that had he said that to me, then I wouldn't have been thrown off. I'd have came right back at him. Yes, I was. I was talking about you. You did this, which I called me and said, Bron pissed off. My at his hell. He want to see you man to man. I said, what would I have done? Rich Paul said, you'd have hung up the phone and you'd flew to LA. I said, thank you. So my point is, rather than come up to me at courtside, all you had to do was say, yo, I need you to stay. Don't leave this game. I need you to see you after the game. That's all he had to say to me. Then as we speak, he says that. Let's take an example. He said what you just said. Yeah. I stand down. My bad. And not only that, I'm going to make sure I go on the air. I ain't look at it that way. That's on me. You didn't do that shit. You said you f***ed my son. No, I wasn't. I was talking about you. I was talking about you. It wasn't about your son. I know he's number 55. I know he got work to do. Woo. I believe that he got potential. Yeah. I believe that he got the potential to go pro. I truly believe that. It's going to be tough, but I think he could pull it off. And by the way, I'm rooting for him. I ain't rooting against nobody. But I was talking about your ass. Mm-hmm. You did this. Mm-hmm. You the one that had us as reporters, as a league, as an NBA franchise. All of us got to sit back and be quiet and capitulate to your shit.
Come on now.
You did that. And so when I see people talking, and I'm like, oh my God, can somebody? I mean, I know I got a show, and I know I got my podcast, but I'm like, God, y'all, I'm fair. I don't give a f*** it is. It's you, it's you, it's you. It don't matter who it is. Just meeting you. If somebody unfair to you, I'm going to be like, that's not fair. That's not fair. But when it come to me, everybody get crickets. That Stephen A on his own. That, respectfully, excuse my language, that's I'm on my own. When number one, we know I'm right. Number two, we know the perspective that I'm coming from is real and it's authentic. Number three, he set this up. Number four, all you had to do was tell me.
And I got to agree with Stephen A. Nobody got Stephen A back on this one. Not one person. Not his colleagues, not his peers, not even the ones who've been saying the same thing he's saying. Nobody stepping up to defend Stephen A. They quiet. They silent.
Why?
It's easy to watch Stephen A be the fall guy and watch LeBron flex his powers. Don't nobody want to be on the big bad LeBron James bad side, so they definitely not going to call him out for his actions. But let's call it what it is. Stephen A been one of the biggest supporters. He been showing love to Bronny, speaking on his potential, speaking on the pressure that he's under because of his dad, never tearing him down like some of these other talking heads do. But LeBron acted like it was an attack, and now, like I said, Stephen A is standing on his own. I've heard so many analysts critique Bronny James' game, critique how LeBron brought him into the league, and now, but if you really listen to what Stephen A said, you would know he was not hating, and he definitely was not disrespectful, but that's just my opinion. What's yours? Like, comment, subscribe, establish Rich. I'll be back with another one. Peace.